Hi, thank you for joining us. So today we're going to explore lead scores, how you set them up, what they're for, and how your sales team can take advantage of them to turn a prospect to a lead. So the best place to start, I guess, is what is a lead score? Andrew, can you talk us through it?
Yeah, happy to help, Vicky. So a lead score is a mark or score of sales readiness. The higher the lead score, the more likely your lead or prospect is going to be to convert when one of your sales teams calls them up. So it's a great indicator. You can attribute lead score within Kulea on all manner of actions or activities. It can be from an email click, through a page view, for a video view, for anything, really any of the triggers that sit within our marketing automation tool. However, on this example, we are going to be talking about a really nice and easy, quick way of attributing lead score for web page views. So when a visitor comes to your website, they're giving you lots of information. They are telling you their level of interest by how deep they browse on your site. So a user that comes to your homepage, for instance, and then disappears off, never to come back, is telling you they're not really that interested, although they at least had the decency to look at your homepage. So we might give them 5 points for looking at the homepage. A visitor to your website, however, that comes to your homepage, that browses your products and services, that opens up some price lists, that maybe looks at some instructional tutorials, they're telling you that they're really interested. So for all these different actions, you would be attributing higher lead score. I would always say that downloading a price list or looking at a pricing page is a fairly good indicator that they're the valid customers and they really are interested in buying your product. Therefore, I would give that page a higher lead score. Maybe give them a score of 20. Lead scores are completely arbitrary, so you can decide what scale you want to rank them on. You might do 1 to 10 if you've got a fairly simple site. 1 to 100 if it's a bit more complex, or if you're Amazon, I don't know, it could be a 1 to 1,000, who knows. But it is completely arbitrary. Also, it's worth noting that lead scores can be negative numbers. So, if there's a particular page on your site that is an indicator that maybe they're not a lead score after all, or a valid lead after all, you might want to associate a negative lead score to that. And we'll show you how to do that shortly. Okay, now back to Vicky to show you how to navigate to lead scores.
Yeah, great. So let's set a few up. So you go down to automation and scores, and you can see these ones that we've set up previously. So I guess the best way to do it is to create a new one.
Let's do it. Go for it. Okay, so click on the Create New button. All right, and we are going to call this, we'll do this based on our Kulea website. So we have a function within Kulea, as I'm sure you know, that is our customer relationship management, our Kulea management tool. So we'll create a lead score for that page, CRM. You have the option here of having it ongoing. Lead score journey can be ongoing until the end of time, or it might be based on a particular campaign that you're running. So you might want to just run it to a particular date. We're going to have this one ongoing because we're always interested in what our leads are up to on our website. You need to put an equals to. So this is the URL, the page URL that you're going to be associating the lead score with. So let me just go to CRM, and here is our customer management page. So I'm just going to literally copy and paste that. So copy it from there and paste it into here. And there we go. Okay, now lead score is a really useful metric, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit of a blunt instrument. It doesn't tell your sales teams the context of how that lead score was accumulated, which is why we have developed a rather nifty little tool that we call tag scoring. Tags are metadata that you can append to every lead score that is allocated, and it breaks down how that lead score was formed. So let me just show you. So we've created previously in here a tag category. We've got 2 in there. We've got status and we've got features of interest. So this is a feature of interest. And previously, we've already set up an email page, feature of interest. So you see from a drop down, I could select email. I don't want this one. This one's CRM. So in fact, I'm just going to type a new one, CRM. Press enter. and that has created a new tag in the system. That tag is now available in all other tag scores. And if I wanted to create a new category, let me just click add another. All I would do is I would click on create new at the bottom there. I would type the name of the category. It can be, it depends on your product or service. Let's just say color. There we go. And that's created the tag category, and I can now create some tags associated with that one. So I press enter, etc., etc. And it really is that easy. You literally type, you press enter to save, and it automatically gets pushed out. So you can then access that tag in all other tag scores. We demonstrate. One more time. Status. Enthusiast. There we go. So let's select enthusiast in this case. And if I wanted to add a new one to that one, prospect, for instance, etc., etc., etc. So it really is that easy. You apply the lead score. Now, I think personally that someone who's taken the effort to go to the CRM page on our site is clearly interested, wants to know a little bit more. So I'm going to give them a lead score of 10, whereas on the home page I might have only given them a lead score of 5. Now, it's worth noting at this point that we have these two additional options here. You can exit. So an exit point is somewhere where you might realize that the person that is visiting your webpage isn't actually a prospect or a lead at all. It might be they're looking at the careers page, for instance. So they're looking for a job. So you don't want your sales guys calling them up. Or it might be the media page. So they're a journalist doing research on your company. So again, they're not a viable sales lead. If that was the case, you put in the /careers or /journalist page or whatever it is you titled it, and you just simply click that one, and the lead score vanishes, and it will just exit them from the lead score for all future lead scores as well. You can also reset the lead score. So what is the purpose of a reset? Well, let's just imagine that your user has accumulated a huge lead score. Great stuff, well done you. And then they've gone on to convert. So they've either completed a transaction on the site, or they've submitted an inquiry form, or any means of what you would term conversion. So you would then have the conversion thank you page. The thank you for buying our product, or the thank you for inquiring. And that page URL would reset that score down to 0, because you don't need your sales teams to then get in contact with that person, because that person has got in contact with you or completed their journey as we see it. So again, with that one, if you were to select score reset, there we go. It will reset the score of that user. There we go. Okay, as mentioned previously, a lead score can be a negative number. Simply just put a negative sign in front of it and it will work as such. And there we go. Now, we're not actually going to apply colors or statuses to this page, but we are going to leave that CRM tag in there, and we're going to save it. And you see here, we now have a page called CRM. Okay, what does that look like in our CRM record? Let's go and have a look. So my CRM, let's go to opportunities, and we can see we're actually filtering this opportunities page for the last 28 days. Worth noting, there is trend score, lead score. Difference between trend score and lead score. Lead score is the total amount of lead score accumulated by that user, by that record. Trend score is the lead score accumulated over any given period of time. In this case, that's a 28-day period. Okay. So let's click on our Edward over here and just see how he built that lead score up. Well, first we have a tag cloud. So this is from a previous example where I had tags created for that lead score of 100, and it's compiled of tags for blue, red, prospect, green, Fender, and E10R. I was getting a little bit creative with Fender. I was reliving my guitar days. If we look at the behavioral data, so Edward's activity, we can see, scrolling down, so we have all these different page visits, pages that don't have lead score attributed to them. And then on October the 24th, we can see that he hit some pages that had lead score built. And we can see how that looks in the database, visited the web page. That's the web page address that he visited. That is the number of score, the lead score that he accumulated. And these are the tags that were associated with that score. And it is from this information that this tag cloud is formed. Tag cloud is really useful because it gives you your sales teams a very, very quick synopsis and overview of what that lead is about. So it's a shortcut to trying to get to know your customers without having to actually flick through all their different visits and all their different actions. Okay, we're not going to be talking much about the CRM data at the moment because that's going to be another tutorial. So I hope that has helped explain what lead scores are, how they are used, how they are created, and how your sales teams can use them to blitz your leads and maximize your sales opportunities.
Great. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Absolute pleasure, Vicky.